All right, guys, welcome to the Chains Out podcast. This is our football picks. Usually we're with Gridiron Junkeez, but we're going to be doing it with Chains Out. We got some special guests tonight first.
Very special.
My man Carlos Rodriguez, rocking his Raiders sweatshirt. It's very Mexican of you.
Hella.
My boy George Carmona's here, and
Yes,
we got a
sir.
special guest. Linebacker Shawne Merriman is in the house. So, guys, interesting week. How do we do on the picks, though?
I was 2-1. I went 2-1 this past week. I only put in 3. I realize that. You guys put 4 picks in. I only put 3 in.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that it was. Yeah, I seen it said 4. So I went 2-2.
What was that? 2-1, right?
2-1. Yeah.
We got to do the total, the total amount.
Yeah. I mean, ever since I went like 1-3 the first 2 weeks, I was like, I gotta improve on this shit right now. I asked Shawne at the beginning though if he sports bets, and like, how can you be a part of a sports betting company but you don't sports bet?
Why you putting him on blast like that?
No, I have to. I have to start with that.
You know, because it's for everybody else to pick. Like, so, you know, I'm working with Bet Online, right? And so when I'm betting or talking about betting, I'm saying what I would do if I was to bet. So, like, people are going to end up betting with me. And, like, the first 6 weeks of the season, I was 100%. Like, almost. Like, on 80%. Like, it was a high rate. But I don't bet. But I told everybody else what I would do if I did. And the ones who were betting with me, they won money.
You're smart. It's always good to be the house.
Yeah, no. So this is going to be a winning week.
Three idiots and one smart guy who doesn't bet. So who wants to go first, man?
With the pick?
Yeah.
All right, here, I'll go first. Here we go. So my first pick is going to be, I'm going to take the Bengals giving away 3.5 to the Vikings.
You really believe in Browning? Is Browning's
been playing great, man.
Yeah, I mean, but don't you think, like, and Shawne, you might be able to test this, like, rookie quarterbacks, people figure them out after about a couple of weeks? Like, we've experienced, like, the best that we're going to get from them?
Yeah, because it's like that spark of the new guy.
Yeah.
And that shit wears off quick, right? Like, it's just, that spark goes away. So, yeah.
But then we could say the same thing about the other side because it's Dobbs, and he's not a rookie, but he's not someone that's gonna be a starter.
Right, that's
constantly.
his 14th team, I think, right? This year.
And then Nick Mullins too. We gave him up to fucking Vikings, and they couldn't do anything there.
I'm agreeing with your pick, by the way. I do like Browning a lot, but again, he is a rookie, but he's playing Minnesota. You know, and they're in Cincinnati. And I don't know. I just think Cincinnati's a better team. I know they obviously losing Burrow's hurt, but you know this kid's been stepping in pretty well. And
I feel it.
And Justin Jefferson's hurt, and
that's the big thing. If Justin Jefferson was back, I mean, like, how shitty is that, dude? Within the first quarter, he gets schmacked. Like.
In one of the most defensive games ever played in the history of the NFL.
Oh my god,
dude, how boring was that game?
Dude, it was torture. It was upsetting too, super upsetting.
Should people have gotten their money back? Like, is that the type of game where like you can make an honest petition to like get a partial refund, like for lack of performance?
Well, I mean, if you like defense, I guess.
Well, that's only if you're a Niner fan, because Niner fans do that shit.
Yeah, well, you know, at the end of the day, I've always enjoyed. So the public don't like that because people want to see points. But I'm like, a good defensive scrap.
It's good, yeah.
Like, it's good.
It was just his play. His play was just terrible.
Yeah.
And rookie's gonna rookie. Yeah. But I did like Max Crosby is getting out there, and what is that? I think there was like total of 9 or 10 sacks that whole game too. So, I mean, they were covering, man. It was good. And finally you get to see like, I don't know, like I like hits. You know what I'm saying? So that was like that. I miss crackbacks and shit. I mean, I know it's dangerous, but that when you've seen a play like that, I love watching on TikTok. You just scroll up and get to see all the old school shit, like even like your day, all that shit. We're just like, ooh, like fuck, you jolt back.
You definitely felt that with that Justin Jefferson hit. Like as soon as that happened, you're like, holy shit.
Clean too.
Like,
but that was par for the course from 2010. Before then, I mean, that's the way.
Oh yeah, that's
the way
very
they played.
All right,
it would be
who's
lights
your
out.
pick?
I'm taking the Browns minus 3.5 versus the Bears. Did we just take your two?
Yeah.
No shit.
You like that pick, Shawne?
I do. I mean,
Talk about defense.
But I'm happy for Joe Flacco.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? Like for me, you start thinking like all these bad teams that's out here right now, and you leave Joe Flacco on the street. You know, somebody that's won a Super Bowl and all those accolades and stuff like that. That he's not better than Zach Wilson. You know, I mean, just like
Derek Carr.
or whoever. So I like Joe Flacco right now.
Fucking, I love Joe Flacco. You like him? I love him. Joe Flacco looks
He's
good in a Browns
definitely
cool.
Underappreciated, especially what he accomplished in his first 5 seasons.
Yeah.
But
Fucking
all right.
He's seen so many snaps, bro. Like he's seen like fucking like
Well,
Tom
that's what you
Brady
want.
level amount of snaps.
I
Like,
mean,
that's-
obviously you want a veteran in there, and I mean he has some mileage on him, but he's sat a lot too. So there's a little preservation.
Hey, hold on. What's that? It just made me think. You like gave Phillip Rivers a hug this weekend. Do you think he comes back at all? Like Phillip Rivers and Flacco like are one and the same.
No, hell no. I don't think so. I mean, Phil. The thing is, like he's coaching his sons, his kids in high school. He's a high school football coach. So I think he's told us he's had another kid too.
No
right.
way.
That's great.
He is.
That's
He
strong.
is batting 1,000 right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we took both of your picks, Brett.
No, well, this third one, and I don't know why I have this affinity for Tommy DeVito. I can't figure it out. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it.
I don't know. You're fucking.
You see his manager?
His agent.
His agent.
His agent?
I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's getting a little cartoony, but I enjoy this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I like the Giants +6 at New Orleans, man.
That line jumped big too. I saw that it opened at like +2.5. So I don't know what happened.
Well, you
DeVito's
gotta-
playing, right? Like,
Yeah, he's playing.
yeah, that's all that matters. Like,
Yeah,
the Giants should be favored versus that fucking weak ass organization.
Dude, that kid again, he's playing good. Cutlets.
Oh, you see it like
Tommy Cutlets is great. It's
What
a great
would you
nickname.
have said, Shawne, to Tommy DeVito if you were lining up on the outside and you heard that he sleeps at his mom's house still? Like, what?
Oh, dude,
what
that
type of
is
shit would you have said
with,
to
with
him?
all the mics and shit now. Like I wouldn't last a quarter. You know what I mean? Because don't you get those opportunities to mess with those type of guys? Or don't let anything, because this is what we used to do. Dude. We used to look through the game day books. We used to read through that shit and see like where's somebody from, their favorite foods, family. We'll say anything we find out about you. God forbid we find out he still lives with his mom. I mean, I would eat his ass. He would get his whole life ripped apart.
But as an Italian American, we don't take that as an insult.
Right.
It makes the most sense. Wakes up, mom has dinner, breakfast ready.
ready to
You know what I
go.
mean? Clothes are ready to go.
No, that shit don't fly on the football field, man. And it's no leniency either. Like there was nothing that nobody would say back when I played. Like we for 60 minutes it was hate.
And you know what's a trip too is like back in those days you could talk a gang of shit and cut. Like now they'll flag you for language. I've seen a couple flags for language. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's getting pretty soft.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty soft. But I would imagine that today's NFL players, they definitely went in on DeVito. I would pay, how much money would you pay for like the uncensored version of NFL mic'd up?
I think there's still jawing down there, man. I don't.
No, that's what I'm saying.
They're
Like, I
still
would love to
talking,
pay
but
for it. Like,
the
let me
shit
hear
that
this
we,
shit.
Why would you get flagged today for stuff if you're talking a lot of shit now on the
yeah.
field?
Yeah,
for
sure.
real?
Yeah.
For sure.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's crazy. Like you would think too. And today, I mean, if I was the NFL, right? You got all the social media. It would add to the game more because they can't be as physical as you guys were.
Now they got when they do the mic'd up, they got their segments where they cut a lot of stuff out. Like I think DeMarcus Lawrence. Just had
I
something,
saw that.
right?
Yeah.
I didn't even catch all of it, but I knew they shouldn't aired it.
Yeah, in the locker room.
Yeah.
But because he's up for NFL Man of the Year, but that might hurt his chances.
Oh shit.
Was that recent?
Yeah, it was the last game. He was calling everybody motherfuckers and that type of shit.
Oh, on the mic'd up?
Yeah, but I mean, these are men and they're young men. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You want to hear it. You want to see it. You know? All right, Carlos, what do you got? You guys just do your last picks. You got all three of mine. So.
So my second pick is going to be I'm going to take the Rams 6.5 against the Commanders. The Commanders are at the Rams, so I'm going to go there.
They're tanking. The Commanders are in full tank mode. Ron Rivera, does he make it the rest of the year? I don't think
this
so.
point?
Yeah,
Why
they said-
not? Why not keep him?
They're gonna keep him to the
They
end
have
of the year. Yeah.
Is it automatic enemy then? Are they gonna?
I think they brought him in the first place to
Well,
replace him.
Yeah, but I think he also do you think Bieniemy saw how bad the Commanders are, and he's like, I kind of want to be the head coach of a different team because he could do that. I don't know.
That could be his job interview.
Do like a Nick Saban, like, guys, I'm not leaving.
Let me
And
ask you
the
though:
next day-
are they that? Because they have some talent. Are they that bad of a team, or is it just the whole? You think they're just bad coached? I'll ask you that, Shawne.
They shipped away two of their best defensive players.
Well, yeah, Why? What do you think that is?
I think that when you're so far off from actually being a good team, you want to get as much as you can for whoever you can. So if you suck with these players, you're like, okay, what can we get for them? Because we're so. Normally, if a team just off a quarterback, something like that, okay, you just draft one, trade for one, whatever, and then you're fine. But they're so far off in so many different positions. Like, let's send our best guys away and see who we can get,
and then rebuild.
And then rebuild.
And then they were giving away for ridiculous shit. Like what, third round for Young? Oh, to San Francisco?
Yeah.
God, that was such an awful pickup.
I was pissed
for
because
any,
I'm like,
any
we need the
NFC
ball.
guy.
What'd you go?
How would that make you feel as a player? Like if you got traded for like what you think, like you're worth a first round pick, and then they trade you away for a third round pick. Does that make you feel like shit? Like you're like, fuck.
Not really, because it's a mutual thing at that point. You're trying to get your ass out of it anyway. You'll be okay if they gave you away for a bag of donuts. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just trying at that point. You're just trying to like, man, I'm done with this back and forth.
I was gonna say, you're originally from Washington, right?
Yeah, from Maryland. Yeah.
And so was that your team growing up, or?
So in my household, there were Dallas Cowboys fans and then Redskins fans.
Oh, okay.
So in the area, you were either Dallas Cowboys fans or you were Redskins fans. So I didn't really have a favorite team growing up. I like players. I've always liked I never had a favorite team. Like that 94 San Francisco 49ers team they had. You know, I liked the individual players, but that wasn't my favorite team, you know.
I'm going to go with my last pick. Second to last pick. Texans plus 2.5 here at the Titans.
Is Stroud out though, or is it concussion protocol?
Even if he is in concussion protocol, the Titans had a fluke of a game this past weekend. Or just yesterday, right?
Yeah,
With
yeah.
Yeah, it was
Tyreek
last
Hill.
night.
Yeah.
I bet $150 on Tyreek Hill to score a touchdown, and he gets injured in the first quarter. So I'll let you guys know the next time I'm going to put down a bet like that, so you can just take the opposite because I'm like I'm a curse. But I like the Texans here as underdogs in a game that if they want to make it to the playoffs, they got to beat the Titans. I'm taking that one. Then I'll hit you with my last one. Bills -2 versus the Cowboys. I'm looking right at you. I mean,
that's not a bad bet. I mean, the only thing that's working. Well, I mean, again, they're both coming off emotional wins. Number one, number two. You know, I was worried about the weather, but it's going to be like 49 and sunny.
nice.
So that that helps the boys. Bills are in a must-win scenario, but then again, they lost to the Patriots at home in a division game. I think it's going to be close. I really do. I don't think Dallas is just going to come in there and run them out, but I think Dallas is not the best team in the NFL, but they're playing the best football right now. So who knows, man? I mean, who knows which team is going to – I mean, Bills are obviously going to put some points up, so I think it's going to be a defensive game again. But,
I took the
if we're going to
Bills-
lose one, though, that's the one we got to lose an AFC game. I would rather it be the Bills and then we win outright, and then hopefully Tommy DeVito comes in and splits with the Eagles so we get that, division.
This is the run, though. This is the Bills. They win this one versus the Cowboys. I put a bet in last week, too, for them to win the AFC at 30-1. They're a team that I could see like getting hot at the end.
Well, they definitely.
like,
I know
setting the
in the
NFL on
beginning of the
fire.
season they weren't playing that well, but they're definitely playing very good football right now, and they're a dangerous team.
How you feel about that one, Carlos?
Yeah, man. I looked at it and I was like, I didn't want to touch it.
I wouldn't
was
touch
like,
that game, to be honest with you, man.
I'll watch it and just root for whatever's happening, but like I just was like, all right, fuck it.
I would not touch that game.
Root for Josh Allen to run somebody over.
I'm not rooting for anybody except for the starting
Well,
element.
last week I root for them hella much, and that worked out. That was great with the KC game. Yeah, and what do you guys think about that?
KC?
Oh, the
You didn't
offsides
get
penalty?
fined? Like talking that much shit or going after a ref?
100%.
Oh, okay.
I mean, look, the refs are the worst they've ever been.
I agree.
Right now.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like back in the day, they would, some questionable offsides, some holding penalties, whatever. Like they're making calls now that's determining the actual game. And then two, like they are kind of taking over, like overstepping their boundaries. Like refs are like charging their players now and like walking them down to see if they'll talk trash to them. I'm like, what the fuck? When did that ever happen? The refs are that important to what we do.
They did it to Bosa last year.
Yeah.
How does that work though? Is that like, does the league tell the refs, look, you need to crack down more, or are they doing this on their own?
I think they're doing it on their own, but I never really understood the leeway that they get. Right? Like you got nobody's here afraid of losing their job. You know, like last year, Bosa, right? The ref literally went and bumped and like was chasing Bosa down and trying to get people to say certain stuff and walking up to him, antagonizing him. I'm like, when did that ever happen? Refs never felt that comfortable doing that back when I played.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they kind of thought they might get their ass kicked. Like after the game, like you guys are very scary individuals. Like they just have that immunity now.
I think what you said. I don't think they're in fear of losing anything, and there's no accountability to these to the refs. Like they'll make atrocious calls, and it's just like, all right, let's fuck it, let's move on. No.
That was a play.
No penalty for it. No,
no dock pay.
I mean, I guess their goal is if the best officiating crew with the least amount of bad calls gets to do the Super Bowl. But they have been, man, and I think Troy Aikman last night during the Giants game said some shit. He was like, he vented because there's like 14 seconds left and they're reviewing. It's taking like 5 minutes. And he's like, why is this taking 5 minutes? Let's just end the half.
Everyone's validating their job on the back end.
I have a theory too. Man, you might be able to confirm this. But you ever notice the announcers would never side against the refs? They are starting to now. But you'd see a bad call, and they'd be like, well, I could see how they could make that call. And then I'm thinking that maybe they're all in cahoots. I don't know.
Yeah.
But every gambler thinks the refs are bought.
No, because they are. They are. There's so many, there's so many betting platforms now. It's hard to track, bro.
Well, those are the ones that you're going to corrupt, right?
Yeah, you're
not going to ask Russell Wilson, who has this humongous contract to throw a game. You're going to have to get the refs.
Well, my personal thing is I don't think the NFL has their hands in that. I don't think because the brand is too big, and if somebody ever kind of wanted to turn and say somebody in the NFL told me to do this, their whole integrity would be done. The business would be done. Betting would be done. Everything, lawsuits flying. It would be so crazy.
Well,
so
I was thinking more outside of the NFL, like hitting the refs at home.
It's almost like a reality show. Like people always ask, "Are reality shows real?" Or is it scripted? It's scripted to a point, but if you put a nice person in here against a person who runs their mouth and starts shit, this, or two people to start shit,
it's gonna happen.
Something's gonna happen. And so if you have these refs out here who call ridiculous calls. End of the KC game. Well, no, he was offsides. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but,
he was.
There's plenty of times a ref is going to call that. Like Hockley, dude. Me and Hockley used to go back and forth. We almost fought. Hockley used to lift weights and shit.
He was kind of jacked.
He was jacked up. So I was, he would look at me and I was like, and I was like, yo, you want some of this shit? Like, what are we doing here? And this would go on for 4 quarters. And I'm sitting there, we have a holding call. And I'm like, dude, he's right. Hockley's right here.
Yeah.
My jersey almost like ripped off my shoulder pads and fell in his lap. And he won't call it. And I'm looking at him like, fuck, what did I do to you?
Yeah.
See, I think that's the bigger problem. Not the calls they're making, the ones they're not making. I mean, dude, Micah was getting held. I mean, almost every damn play.
Yeah. It's kind of like the only way to stop him. I'm going to be honest. I mean, holding happens every play, but it's like how.
They can choose to throw it if they want.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about sending like Hockley like a gift basket for Christmas? Like, hey, I know we've had
some creatine and shit.
Here's a looser ref jersey.
Send him a case of BCAAs and shit, some CLAs.
All right, so here's my last pick. This is my very last pick right here. And this goes for Thursday night's game. I'm taking Raiders -3. I'm looking at you. What do you think? Because Herbert went down, right?
Yeah.
And so
the thing is, first of all, they play well at home. They can never beat the Chargers when they're in LA. Never.
Yeah, they can.
But with Herbert going down and Max Crosby the way he's playing right now, he's got to be licking his chops. You like anytime I see a backup quarterback or somebody come, I'm like, dude, yes, it's a stat game. So yes, that one can go either way, but I got that by 3 either way.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, I got to go for it too. And plus, like, I don't know, I want AP to get the job. So I want him to keep winning out. I want him to, because I don't think he's trying to tank. And I don't know if they're going to put Garoppolo in there.
I don't think anybody tries to tank, though. I mean, I heard that a lot. I did a podcast today, and the guy that runs the network's always like, they're going to tank. I'm like, they're professionals. I mean, these guys still want a job next year. You know what I mean?
It's hard to tank in football, especially because you got so many people on the field.
Yeah.
So yeah, they can call a bad play or whatever, but if some superhero want to go out there and make a play, he's going to do it. Like we had the guys we call them practice heroes, right? Who's going to be the asshole today? We're out there chilling, going through the motion, and you got some guy that's like trying to make a name for himself, dive over the pile and trip guys up, take him to the ground. You're like, what the?
It's that he's going for that Rudy Award.
Yeah.
I used to hate that guy. What was even more uncomfortable is when they try to talk to you in the locker room, like the team's down and
right.
that guy, come on, guys, we're at home. It's like, this ain't your house, bitch. You're not even on the extra point team. Sit the fuck down.
I wonder what it's going to be like too inside this team, because like our home games are never really home games, and is that like that in LA too right now still?
Depending on who they playing, like. California, and especially LA, is a melting pot. Like, people are moving from wherever they are in the country to California, to LA especially. Nobody's moving to KC from California. You know what I'm saying? Like, or Milwaukee.
Florida's like that too.
So it's a melting pot. The same thing with here. Vegas attracts fans from all over the world.
Everywhere. And they're selling all the tickets. And it's funny because it's like, well, you could tell that a lot of people bought PSLs for business purposes only. And it wasn't like a fan standpoint, because it's nothing but a buddy of mine he bought the season tickets for 49ers, and he bought some for the Raiders, and this fool's made 3 times more than he's made over in San Francisco, and it's just because it's just selling straight to the opposing side. Yeah.
Fucking gamblers.
Can we talk about real quick NFL MVP, because everybody's talking about who you think.
I thought it was going to be Tyreek until he got injured in the first quarter. At least he came back. That was important. If Tyreek didn't come back that game, then that's like, it's a wash. But you can find great odds right now, like on like Lamar Jackson is like a 6.
Well, there's talking Dak, Lamar. I haven't heard anything about CMC though, but
no, because they
had the 3 or 4 game stretch where they stunk it up.
If he would have scored the 3 touchdowns instead of Debo against the Eagles, then it's like his name's back in the running. But no, all these quarterbacks at the top, bro, there's not been a quarterback that makes me feel confident. And like, if they fuck up at all in these next 4 weeks, they're done. Like, you have to, it's like the Heisman now. Yeah. Where you have to be perfect from here on out.
Is Miles still in the running? Because I heard his name at the beginning.
Miles
Garrett.
For the defensive player?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because they were like talking
about. Could he win overall?
Like you said, though, if the quarterbacks start fucking off, and like what you call it, because everyone's trying to say it's a quarterback award now, and I wonder if they're going to have a pushback from it now because of them, because of this is starting to become in the media so often now. It's like,
you can make that argument for Debo, though. I mean, dude, because the 3 games the Niners lost, he wasn't playing.
Yeah, but I think if you win that award, like, you got to play every game.
You got to be play every game, but you got to be so exceptional. Right, like if Tyreek Hill gets back on track these last couple games, he scorches up for 150 plus yards. He's back to back. He should be guaranteed should win. Somebody's gonna have Dak's numbers next year. Somebody's gonna have any one of these quarterbacks' numbers next year. Ain't nobody having Tyreek Hill's numbers next year if he keeps doing what he's doing.
That's a great take. Miles Garrett is interesting, though. I'm down to make a case for a defensive guy, because he really is. Like, the Browns get 3 points with him, and if he's not on the roster, Miles Garrett might be worth 3 points.
I love that dude.
No, he's nuts.
I mean, he jumped over the whole line. What you call it earlier this season?
Freak.
Yeah. He jumped over the whole line. That big body jumped over the whole line just to. And was it a punt or was it a field goal?
Field goal.
It was a field goal. Yeah. Man, ridiculous. So.
Nuts.
Like I said too, like I'm a big defensive guy, so I like that. And then like, I mean, it just sucks that I would love Crosby to be in the conversation too, but that's not going to happen. Our team's not nowhere close.
You got to be part of a winner, brother.
Yeah, I know, man. It's
All right.
me.
Any more final thoughts? Are we done? Let's wrap this
No,
up.
that's it for me and the picks.
Boom.
I'll be
All right.
back next week, boys.
Those are the picks. Make sure you hold us accountable. God bless.